what? I'm the Red Queen today. We're talking about periods.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Hey guys, before we start, I just wanted to give you a big sloppy kiss because last week Proto sold out in 16 minutes after I announced the restock. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really can't say thank you enough. I don't know if you guys know how much that means to me. I'm also here to say that we restocked today a little earlier than usual because of the upcoming holiday. So if you would like to order Proto, my small-owned business, with a cake donut which has 10 grams of protein and 2 grams of sugar, I linked it below. Once again, thank you so much. All right, let's start today's video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome the newcomers who are upset about my title. It's okay, you are new, but you probably should know that a lot of the titles on here are clickbait. Come on, be real. Did I get you? Did I trick ya? Come on, you can tell me, are you leaving those mean comments in the comment section before even listening to the video? Just be real. Okay, so today, as you can see from the title, we are talking about PCOS. So a YouTuber by the name Sierra Schultzzie, who is a body positive influencer, recently posted a video titled The Truth About My Weight Gain. In the video, she gets pretty emotional and expresses that she has recently been diagnosed with PCOS. PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, is a condition that affects a woman's hormones level. Women with PCOS produce higher than normal amounts of male hormones. This hormone imbalance causes them to skip menstrual periods and makes it harder for them to get pregnant. Some side effects of PCOS is hair loss, depression, acne, infertility, diabetes, obesity, and more. Sierra is very emotional because one of her goals is to become a mother, and PCOS does make it pretty hard to do that, depending on how severe it is. Now, something that I did notice that Sierra said in the video is that she blamed all of her weight gain strictly on PCOS. Now, I know what a lot of you guys want me to be like. Wrong! Excuses, Sierra! You're not working hard enough, are you? You're eating cheesecake, aren't you? You're doing it. And we all know the Red Queen can be a big ol'. And most people don't even really like the Red Queen very much, but she's not being a big ol' today. I'm not doing that because I don't know her situation. What I can do is tell you my experience with PCOS and how I don't have any symptoms anymore, and past people that I worked with PCOS. Oh my gosh, I just realized I did not introduce myself. Hello to anyone that is new. My name is McDaniel. I am a personal trainer, a proud mother of a pug, and of course, a cosplayer who is dressed as the Red Queen, which I wanted to make it more poppin', but I just didn't have time. I wanted to make this video and get it out by Saturday for you guys. So we will build off of this character, but we wanted to be the Red Queen for obvious reasons. So my story is a little weird. I was having a lot of painful periods, a lot of crazy symptoms, and a lot of people, like I'm very open about it. So I would post on Facebook when that was the cool thing to do, and everybody was trying to tell me that I have endometriosis. So I went to the doctor, and when I looked up all of these symptoms, I was like, this is it, boom, right here. This is what I have. I know it because I have all of the symptoms. So when I went to the doctor, I already knew what they were gonna say. I was completely just stuck on, they're gonna tell me I have endometriosis. I go to the doctor, I get all the tests done, I hear back, and it turns out I have endometriosis and PCOS. And I was like, no, that can't be right. That's not what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have one thing that hinders you from, being normal, but you can't have two things, but apparently you can. So that was just wonderful. So when I got diagnosed with PCOS, it was in the beginning of me trying to get into a healthier lifestyle. I really wanted to lose weight. I wanted to be a fitness model. I wanted to do all those things. I wanted to have like a very lean body. I wanted to get muscular, all that great stuff. So when I went to the doctor and I was talking to her, and she kind of told me all of these side effects and things that can happen when you have PCOS, and she was very, very gung-ho about telling me how it's going to be very hard to lose weight. And she would be like, oh, you probably tried to lose weight, right? And it's really hard. You can't lose weight. It's like impossible, right? You can't do it. You tried everything. It felt like she was giving me excuses. And like I said, this was the beginning of me wanting to lose weight. And I was kind of already in that mindset where like I eat way too much. So when she's telling me this, I'm like, I could use this as an excuse, or I could just be very truthful about me eating 2 to 3 bags of hot Cheetos and whole cheesecakes. But I didn't say anything. And she wrote down all this medication that I could take to help me lose weight and to balance out my hormones and all that doctor stuff. And I didn't end up taking any of that. I was just like, well, let me see if I can actually stick to a diet for a change, because the most that I stuck to a diet was like a week, and I already knew in my head, because I was mentally right when it came to dieting, a week isn't enough time for me to actually get results, at least the results that I wanted. And the doctor looked at me like I was crazy, and she was like, well, you know, PCOS, you need these pills. And I was like, okay, I mean, I'll take them if I really need help, but I've never actually stuck to a diet. I don't think PCOS is making it hard for me to not stick to a diet and forcing me to eat a whole cheesecake. So like, calm down, doc, and let me do it my way for a little bit, a way that should work. And if my PCOS is that bad, then okay, then I have a medical issue that is prohibiting me from losing weight. And I lost weight. Now, let me be clear, it did take a lot of time, but in that time, it didn't feel like a lot of time. I've said it before in a lot of my videos when I talk about like my journey, that I got into a mindset where this is my life now. I'm going to stop. I thought a glitter got on me. I'm going to stop like staring at a scale, like waiting for it to go down every single day, and kind of just go through my life. And this is my new, nutrition routine, and I'm gonna be active. And it felt like the weight just flew off because I wasn't constantly thinking, okay, gotta lose 2 pounds this week, gotta lose 3 pounds that week, gotta do this, gotta get my body right by summer. I was kind of out of that mentality, and I was more like, this is my lifestyle, gonna live my life. And then the weight kind of just came off. Very similar to when I talk about my hair and my hair videos. It's not a hair channel. I don't want to start talking about hair, but when all my hair fell out, and then I kept going, like just staring at my hair, waiting for it to grow. Once I stopped all of that, just got into a good healthy hair routine, my hair was suddenly all the way down my back. So I pretty much just stopped stressing over it, and it went a lot faster. So like I said, mine is kind of weird because I have PCOS and endo, and I personally didn't really notice the PCOS symptoms because the endometriosis took the spotlight. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about both since I have both. So the first thing that I did to help my PCOS is reduce my salt intake. I am a salter. I did not know that I was a salter until my boyfriend brought it up to me, and I was like, no, I'm a fitness chick. I'm healthy. But I really did. Once he brought it to my attention, then my eyes saw how much I would be salting my food. And it really opened my eyes when my grandfather was on his deathbed and he was adding a ton of salt to his food. And one of the doctors said, hey, you might not want to add so much salt to your food. And my grandfather, who had very big, bulging red eyes, put the salt down and said, I'll stop adding salt when I'm dead. And then he died shortly after, rest his soul. But that really opened my eyes, and I reduced my salt intake immediately after my grandfather's death. I started to incorporate more low inflammatory foods into my diet, especially before my period. I see a huge difference when I eat these foods right before my period. And that's very important for my endometriosis girls out there. Inflammation is a so be careful with your sodium. It's very hard sometimes for me because I get very nauseous. I'm not sure if my other endometriosis or PCOS people out there get like this, but before my period, I am just like my normal diet, my normal healthy diet, things that I usually really, really like, just make me sick and I will throw up if I eat them. But things like hot Cheetos is just amazing for my palate during that time. And so I really want to eat hot Cheetos because I'm hungry, because I can't eat anything else because I'm gonna throw up. But then I eat the hot Cheetos and I see a huge difference in my pain when I eat it. Reducing my sodium in my diet was one of the biggest things that helped my PCOS, because my PCOS went away in the middle of my weight loss journey. And then when I met my boyfriend, who said that I still add quite a bit of salt into my food, helped me see that I do, and that helped my endometriosis tremendously. Stop quitting. I noticed a lot of girls who say they have PCOS and they can't lose weight do what most people do when they're on a diet. They constantly quit their diet. It seems like they'll be consistent for like a week or maybe 2 weeks, and then the weekend comes or a vacation comes, and then they kind of overindulge in calories, or they binge. I see a lot of people binging, and then that binge can outdo your whole 2 weeks of hard work. Literally just throwing it into the trash. So I really had to learn to be consistent, because if you have PCOS, it makes it that much harder. And a lot of people can't stick to a diet anyway. We PCOS people have to work harder than the regular people who can't stick to a diet. We have to be more consistent to our diet if our goal is to lose weight. So I was pretty strict throughout my weight loss journey. It doesn't mean that I couldn't have like a slice of cheesecake or, a handful, or like I usually try to do 1 ounce of hot Cheetos rather than the whole bag. So it doesn't mean that you can't have those little things and cut everything out. I am not a believer of cutting everything out. I'm not too sure why people do that, because I would fail. But for me, I can have like a little bit and make sure not to overindulge. Me overindulging, like I don't think some people understand. I can eat 3 party size or big, I don't know what they're called, big size bags of hot Cheetos. I can eat a whole cheesecake. So when I say I can eat, I can eat. And when I say, if I say I overindulged, and it can really affect my period to the point where I'm throwing up, blacking out, and just screaming in pain from all of the pain going on in here from the Red Queen. So I stopped the whole binging thing and made sure to stay at a calorie deficit for a very significant amount of time. You can't just say, I'm gonna stick to this calories for a week, and then you don't lose weight, and then you say, okay, it's because of my PCOS. No, you have to stay consistent. Consistency is very key for everyone. Super duper key for PCOS people or other people who have medical issues that make it harder to lose weight. So all of those things helped clear up my PCOS. I'm not sure if it's gone, but I have absolutely no symptoms from it anymore. Now the endometriosis is still around, so let's talk about that. So one of the things that I started doing, because I heard that it was going to make it all go away, according to a lot of vegans and vegetarians or plant-based people, whatever you want to call them, feel free to fight about it in the comment section. Whenever I say anything of the such, people get into fights in the comment section. Have fun. But I was told to cut out meat and dairy out of my diet, and that's exactly what I did because I was very desperate to not go through that pain every single month. And my endo got worse. I will personally never do that again. I know that's probably offensive these days to people who want me to go vegan for some reason or want me to go plant-based. I will personally never do it because I already got very close and it was not good. I don't want to ever feel that pain ever again. I started incorporating grass-fed beef and salmon and making sure to not like over salt and not, put all these things on it that I don't need that's going to make me inflame, and I feel better than ever. Now with that being said, it doesn't mean that a vegan diet or a plant-based diet is horrible for someone who has endometriosis or PCOS. One of my clients who was an anorexic before, she gained a significant amount of weight up into like the 200s. She could not figure out why she wasn't losing weight. Like she was doing so good. We would work her out. She was very fit for an obese person, and then she could not lose weight. Like she was not losing weight at all. She was very strict with her diet. It turned out she had PCOS. The doctor tried to give her some kind of medication. She didn't want to do it, and she ended up just going on a vegan diet, and she lost so much weight. She was someone who was very scared of pictures. She she would just be in tears. We could not take her pictures, nothing. But she is about 125, 130 pounds now. Completely different person. I'm so proud of her. So you have to just kind of find what works for you. Different strokes for different folks. Drink water. I have the most trouble drinking water, especially before and especially on my period. But when I force myself to do it, it helps tremendously. It definitely helps reduce my inflammation and my bloat, because I get very bloated. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen all my bloated pictures where I just show you my gut. And yeah, so if you want to see my gut during my period, follow me on Instagram. To build off the last one, ginger and turmeric tea. Oh my God, night and day. My mom is like very like natural, holistic, like not into doctors or anything type who's calling me? All right, type person, and she's been telling me forever to do ginger turmeric tea, and I was just in so much pain where it's like nothing's gonna work. I'm just gonna die by a period. A lot of my clients were like, you gotta do the ginger and turmeric tea. I kept hearing it over and over again. And then my boyfriend said, do ginger and turmeric tea. He went to school for nutrition. He does a lot of research on this kind of stuff because he sees me dying on the couch. He made it for me, so I was kind of just forced to drink it since it was sitting right there, and it made such a huge difference. And now I make it for myself. I found that it makes a very big difference when I just drink it every day. So I've gotten to the point where I do like at least a cup a day, and that was a big thing. That just started this year. I started doing it this year. That's how long it took me to actually do it. So I've already seen a huge difference in my periods. And just to put it in perspective, how much better I'm doing is I used to be at least 6 to 7 days every single month in bed, tears just coming down, crying, buckled over, throwing up, blacking out. Nothing was helping, not even medication. I got to a point where medication didn't even do anything for me. And the doctor just wanted to put me on birth control, and that made me feel even really like crappy. I was a lunatic. My periods were all over the place. They would come and go, and it was just so horrible. So I'm not going on birth control ever. So it'd be just 7 days of pure Red Queen hell. And then once I started eating better, it would go down to 5 days. And then once I started the ginger tea, it's literally down to freaking 3 days. And that's still like painful. I hate 3 days of pain. But then, which comes to my next thing that I did, the very last thing that I did is I started taking Dong Quai, I don't know how to say it, but I wouldn't have discovered this unless I started YouTube, because it was you guys, you cute people in the comment section who said, Michelle, try this. And I was like, no. And then more people were like, Michelle, try this. And I was like, nope, I'm not taking anything. And then people started slipping and sliding into my DMs on Instagram, and I thank the Lord. You know, people are offended by the term Sky Daddy. I think it's hilarious. So Sky Daddy, the Lord, holy Jesus, I don't know what, like anything's offensive to people these days. But I said, thank the Lord that I checked my DMs and that you guys suggested this to me. I don't know who to say thank you to, because a lot of you guys said, try this. And so thank you to anyone who said that. But Dong Quai is something that I've seen the biggest change in my period. And no, I'm not selling this to you, because you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from Sprouts. I don't know, you might be able to get it from Walmart. I'm not sure, I haven't checked. But I had the 3 days of pain, right? So if I do everything correctly, I don't eat the hot Cheetos before my period. I don't, binge before my period. I make sure to have like my my diet without all the, high sodium foods. And then I take the supplements. I had 1 day of pain, not even a full day. And I wasn't even like that bad either. I was just kind of in bed watching TV, had a little bit of like kind of pain, but no tears or anything. And then I went to sleep, wake up, I felt like a normal person. And this, the first time that I started taking the supplement, and it was my boyfriend's birthday the next day, usually I'd be like, well, have fun, happy birthday, leave me alone, close the door, get out, I'm on my period. And I could go. I was walking around the mall, I was walking, I was smiling, I was communicating, and that is not something that I do. And the only thing that I changed was the tea, and then soon after I started doing the tea was the Dong Quai, or the Dong, whatever that stuff is. So I went to the doctor, and this was before like the tea and the Dong Quai and everything. This was just when I was just getting a lot healthier, reducing my sodium and doing all of that stuff. But I went to the doctor, and she was like, hey, you should have no problem with getting pregnant. And I was like, I guess that's good to know. I don't want kids, but if I ever change my mind and give Yoshi a little human sister, thanks for telling me. So that's basically what my experiences is with PCOS and endometriosis. It just takes a lot longer to lose weight, and you have to kind of find something that works for you. Everybody is completely different. I've seen a lot of people struggle and be frustrated, but once again, I see the majority of people that I have worked with, I can't speak for anybody else. I can't speak for Sierra, but the girls that I have worked with, they never stick to a calorie deficit long enough. Except for the girl that I was talking about in this video, which is why I wanted to point her out, is because something in her diet was hindering her from losing weight. Something was going on, and she just found one that really helped. And so maybe a plant-based or a vegan diet is going to be something that would be good for your PCOS. For me, it was not the best thing at all. But that just goes to show you that we are all different. So I wish Sierra the absolute best. I know it's probably very, very frustrating. I can tell that she's very upset by this, and I am wishing her the best. In the video, she said that she is working with a specialist, so I hope everything works out in her favor so she can bring in some cute little minions into this world. For anyone who wanted a little bit of motivation, or your goal is to lose weight and you have PCOS and you think that it is just impossible, I posted something on Instagram and asked for anyone who had PCOS and went through a weight loss journey to send me their pictures. And so I wanted to leave you guys with my subscribers who have PCOS and lost weight. So I hope that gives you some type of motivation or hope that you can do this. I believe in you. They believe in you. Everybody believes in you. You can do it. Remember, you do not have to be a size 2. Abs are great to have, but not needed to be healthy. But health is very important. It's very important to find a diet that works for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to order Proto, remember I left the link below, and I will see you guys next video. Bye, guys.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.